Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here, talking about a movie that I actually already reviewed but was blocked by YouTube because at some point in time I always put a link of a movie that was that you could just Google and put on Google, copy and paste it and put it on Google search engine, and these were legit sites like Internet Archives, Daily Motions, Bibli TV, uh, YouTube. It's basically hints where you can find these movies for free. And for one link, there were copyright things, and they fortunately only took down that video, not the entire channel, because if they would put down the entire channel, I'm not sure I'm gonna go for this. Is purely for fun, right? I'm not looking for your money. I'm not looking for let's say if I get 100 subscribers, I'm super happy. That's a mini community that I would like, and I hope you would subscribe for this movie and for the next movie clips. My black cat things too. You know, it was Halloween. Black cats. So, Child's Play 2, from 1990. First of all, not the biggest fan of the Child's Play series. Very unique series, but I like Brad Dourif. I like him as an actor overall. He's the one who made Halloween 2, especially from Rob Zombie, good. Him, especially that scene where he finds Annie's dead body, that was just hard gripping. But Brad Dourif is the way he makes Chucky alive. That it's just great with that evil laugh. Yeah, that's drive, motherfucker. Yeah. He's, you know what I mean. He's pure evil in rubber. Now you got Brad Dourif. Alex Vincent from the first one is back. Andy. Then you have the family that basically adopts Andy, and I'm gonna give a little bit of background information after that. An actress called Jenny Aguta. She's Joanne Simpson, the mom, the foster mom. Then Garrett Graham, he's Phil Simpson. Now, you will remind him from a lot of 80s movies, usually comedies, like Who's Harry Crumb with John Candy. He's in there. And a lot more. He's a recognizable face. He did a lot of movies in the 80s, especially comedies. And then you've got his foster sister, but she's like uncontrollable. You know, she does stupid things. Her name is Kyle, played by an actress. She's played by Christine Ellie. Now Christine Ellie and I don't know the fucking tail. Christine Ellie and Alex Vincent, as you know, they come back later in the series that came out of the Chucky series. I believe they come back as a duo to find all these different Chuckies, because after the end of the cult of Chucky, you've got tens and dozens of Chuckies, and their task is to kill them, right? But what I always thought was, why in the fuck is Andy's mom not there? If you have to think, and Chris Sarandon, you know, as a detective, who saw what Chucky was. He had two detectives. His partner, who then came in later when everything was said and done. He's getting the burned head of Chucky and bouncing on it, and then through a vent, he's choking him, and then the head says, choke him. And eventually, he also, again, knew about Chucky. So you had two detectives, a little boy, and a mom. What the fuck happened there? And what I gather is that Mrs. Barkley is in an insane asylum, in a psychiatric hospital for the moment. What? And I know in the series, I'm not sure. I didn't see. I know there are two seasons. I just saw the first series. I believe. No, I think in Cult of Chucky, when she's calling, it's with her mom. Yeah, I think she moved on and shit like that. And she got out. But why wouldn't anybody testify? Maybe because they thought if we testify that this is that it was a killer doll with the spirit of Charles Lee Ray in it, Brad Dourif, there would be a laughing stock. Nobody would believe that. Nobody. Without video evidence, without nothing, they wouldn't believe that. Even if you had the commissioner of the police, they wouldn't believe that. So I think what they did was this. And Chris Randon didn't look like the kind of guy who would throw Mrs. Barkley in front of a bus. The other one, for sure, the mustachio motherfucker. But he had I actually thought he had a little crush with her. And I think he was selfish at that point and thought, you know, I think he said to the mom, let's not say, stop with the Chucky stuff. You will be incarcerated in a minimum facility and you'll get out in a couple of years or months. You know what I mean? And leave Andy for the moment in a foster family. That I think he tried to do that. That's what I think. That's what I am going for. If that's the case, I'm not sure. That's just a speculation. Now, the foster woman the woman who takes care of the foster, who takes care of the paperwork, Grace Zabriskie, she is called Grace Poole here, but she is also a known actress, but you will only know her if you saw Twin Peaks, the TV series. She plays Sarah Palmer's mom. You know Who Killed Sarah Palmer? That was a series in the early 90s that America was glued to the TV of Who Killed Sarah Palmer, and the entire town was basically with what's his name, Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah, they were. Everybody was basically a suspect. Everybody had something to do with Laura Palmer. And of course you got Mrs. Kettlewell. Yeah. A kill that I always thought was so creepy. The way Chucky's at school and Andy is being bad and he has to stay there. She puts the doll in the closet, you know, when everything gets repossessed, and then he is standing there and you hear him talking towards Andy, and then he luckily gets out. Mrs. Kettlewell he hears him talking and lets him opens the door, looks, and he gets a pump or something like that, and he pumps it in her. He stabs it in her belly, and pumps her away, and then he takes this giant meter and you've been very naughty, Mrs. Kettlewell. That and then you hear her. You see them hitting and the blood on the stick on the meter, and he's laughing out loud. And that was a creepy kill, man. A creepy kill. And also the Grace Zabriskie kill, Grace Poole, the foster woman. When they come back with Andy and I think Kyle is with them, and they have a knife. And she takes the puppet and says, "This is preposterous." And then he's like, "Hey," and then her face falls down on a copy machine, and you see all the papers. With were two cool kills. You have a few cool. This one is completely different than the first one. The first one is more of a whodunit. Is it Andy? Is it the puppet? Or is it someone else? It's very much a whodunit until the hour mark or so. So. But here it's Chucky being Chucky from the beginning. And I always thought, why the fuck are they gonna make that specific Chucky doll again? When they have hundreds and thousands of good guy dolls. And you know what I mean? Why would they do that? Then I later read that they did that because of the court cases, and or probably the mom probably even Chris Sarandon probably said it was alive, and they wanted to prove it's not alive, it's just a doll, and so they made that specific doll back up. It did everything, put some eyes in it, and the sockets, painted it, redid it, and then a lightning bolt hits, and guess who's now in it again? Charles Lee Ray. And now we get that scene where he basically puts the plastic gun. The guy thinks it's a real gun on the executive's face, and says, "Where's? I need to know what Barkley is, Andy Barkley." And I think he eventually drives him to. I think he's the one who brings him to Andy Barkley, and then bang, and then of course I think a plastic bag, or he chokes him to death, and then you get that evil Chucky laugh, of course. And the Foster family immediately say, look here what we have, a good guy doll. That's what everybody likes, right? So, because the mom, Joanne, is like really mothering. She's a mother, really mother character. But Phil is like, yeah, and he says, no, I don't want it. And Phil is immediately like, you ungrateful son of a. He almost wants to hit him. He's like a really short fused kind of guy, and Joanne is the woman with the person with the longer fuse, but she's scared of Phil. It's yeah. And every time Andy's trying to say that the doll's alive, Phil's the skeptic is saying bullshit, you're crazy, you're grounded, and this. And Kyle is the only one who believes him, because she's she's a little bit rebellious, and she believes him. Also, of course, and that's a really creepy scene when he's in the house of the Simpsons, that not Homer Simpson, Simpsons. You have this cool cinematography shot that he's standing. It's lightning outside, and you see him standing on the edge of the stairs, just where the stairs begin, and lightning strikes, and you see the shadow of Chucky standing there, destroying the good guy doll they have, and of course replacing it. And it doesn't take long before he ties up Andy in bed and say, "Hey Andy, how you doing?" And then he's trying to do the Due Dum Bella, give me the power, I beg of you. But then somebody comes in and he immediately has to stop and be a good. And then I think it's Joanne or something, and she comes up. What happened? Who did this? It's the doll. It's the doll. And now Phil's like, it's not the doll. And he takes the doll with him and he throws it in the cellar, and eventually he gets his comeuppance because Andy is trying to kill Chucky, but he fails, and Phil comes to see what's happening downstairs, and he gets tripped wired by something, and he's hanging there upside down, and he sees Chucky saying, "Hey, how you going, Phil?" And then he lets I think it's a stick or with a stick, some construction with a stick. He lets it go, and he falls and he breaks his neck. After that, the mom is in complete depression. The foster care family, the foster care, you know, a business, the corporation comes get Andy back because she can't handle Andy anymore. She herself is a wreck. She lost her husband. Kyle is probably also going to get the fuck away because she doesn't want to be in that depressed household. Plus, she believes Andy for what's happening. Um, Eventually, she gets her throat slit, and Kyle sees this, finds this out, and then Kyle gets. She gets grabbed to the leg, she falls, and he holds a knife against her throat, and he says, "Bring me to that foster home now." And so you've got and it's a fun moment. So you've got a fun rapport between Kyle and Chucky. Why all need all these? Why do all these bitches never shut up? Oh, okay, I'll shut up. Boom! Straight on the brakes. He flies out of the window. Then she drives back and looks, and then he jumps back in. "If you do that again, I'll cut your fucking throat, bitch." And then eventually, again, back and forth, and then of course, like I said, they go to the foster home, and Kylie's there with the doll, Andy's there, and then Mrs. Poole gets multiple stabbings and flies on the copy machine. But Andy and Kyle, they run away and they go to the good guys doll factory, and that's the ultimate place you can have. Okay, I'm spoiling this movie. Sorry, I'm spoiling this movie. Uh, I'm gonna spoil it. Sorry. Uh, they come to this factory with all the good guy dolls, and you, it's creepy in a way. You've got all these good guy dolls, and then you've got Chucky, and he catches Andy at some point, does the entire chant, but it doesn't work. He's bleeding out of his nose. He says, he's raging on that he was too long in Chucky's body to get his spirit out. His spirit is now trapped in the plush doll. So he's made from meat now. He completely goes full bar. He kills one of the workers, the night workers in the factory, because the conveyor belt where all the pieces just go, like the eyes are popped in the dolls, it's stuck. He goes and see Chucky slices him in the face. He falls, and you see him eyes being put in his eye sockets. I mean, that's a creepy shot too, and a weird shot that he has these big ass Chucky eyes. It's creepy. It's creepy as hell. But a fun kill either way. Then you've got also the moment where he almost gets them, but they put a gate on his arm, and he rips the arm off, and you can see the bone and blood, and he does this super cool thing. This is he takes the blade, but he takes the handles off, and he sticks it in the wound, so he has like a Candyman arm, but a blade with a blade. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Eventually, he dies by they're dropping making the mold of these Chucky dolls is pretty hot, and it's being dropped on him, and he's now this mold thing that is sticking on the floor. He's not dead yet. He has like one eye shot. His hair's gone. Everything's gone. He's not dead yet, but eventually he gets killed, and that's the end of that. But this movie, I can say, is, if I have to say, this one is one of my favorites. This is the best one in my opinion from all the Chucky movies. It's got great atmosphere, creepiness, great kills, inventive kills. You've got like I said, a more visceral Chucky this time. More Chucky, more action, more Chucky action. The acting is all good. Andy, Alex Vincent in the TV series isn't the best actor too. Kyle, yeah, she can act. The Simpsons family, they act too. They're okay too. It's mostly Andy, but Andy is a young boy, and he does okay for his age. That's what I'm gonna say. Now this movie gets a 6 on IMDb, but the 6 for me means watching it several times. No, for me it gets a 5.5, means an okay watch that I might see again, and that may piss some people off, but it's like I said, it's like the Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. What I hate is, and Child's Play is a victim of that too. They, after Child's Play 3, they make The Bride of Chucky, right? They, Freddy Krueger with Nightmare on Elm Street in the third one, they make it already in the second half with Harry Potter, a Harry Potter guy, a strongman guy. I mean, it becomes a little bit ridiculous, and at some point, the one-liners, one-liner after one-liner after one-liner, and it becomes more of a horror comedy. And I do not like a movie that starts out as a serious horror movie and then ends up being a horror comedy. I don't like that. That's like making Michael Myers starting to mime before he kills because he can't talk. He's miming. I mean, you know what I mean? It's sorry. So that's the reason. That's the reason why, if I have to pick Child's Play 1 to 3, that's the best one you're gonna get. Everything after that, I know there are people who really like the Chucky franchise for that, those one-liners and those comedy shtick things, but I don't like that. I do like horror comedies. Don't get me wrong. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which I'm gonna review at some point. Really like that one, but that starts out as a comedy, as a horror comedy, right? So 5.5, but it's certainly worth your watch. And if you look on Reddit and you type in extended fan cut Child's Play 2, you're probably gonna find it. There is an extended cut of this movie. I didn't see it yet. I'm guessing that the kills are more gruesome and a few extra scenes in there. So if you look good, you're gonna find it. Usually Reddit has these people on there. So there's a little piece of info I give you. So yeah, hopefully you like the video, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.